Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the last day of World Travel Market 2021 at the comeback show, as we are calling it, and everybody's face-to-face and touchy-feely, but we're still masked up when necessary. But this is a man who's unmasked. I've unmasked him because he is Donovan White from Jamaica Tourism. He is the top man within the Tourist Board. Good afternoon, Donovan.
Hi, how are you? And good afternoon to your listeners and viewers.
Good, all good. Donovan, where are you at right now with Jamaican tourism? Are you doing well? Are people piling in? Have you still got protocols? What's happening?
Well, first of all, we are doing well. So let me start there. We're doing well from the perspective of the numbers are beginning to grow and grow rapidly. We are seeing somewhat of a V curve in our recovery trajectory from the perspective of this year we'll probably close the year at about 1.7 million visitors, generating for the destination something in the region of about 2 billion US in earnings. Now, I say that in contrast to June of last year, we were at zero visitors, zero earnings. I'm now saying December 2021, we're going to be 1.7 million visitors. That then sets up a fantastic start period for January, which is our winter season. Right now we are just about maybe 90-95% of our airlift capacity totally back from 2019 levels for 2022, certainly for winter, and most of our airline partners have pretty much committed out the same levels of capacity through to the summer as well. So that augurs well for the destination and gives us a good positioning in terms of managing the demand and converting that demand to travelers. I just actually came out of a discussion with Amadeus, and they're reporting that our Jamaica's rate of return or growth return is actually at a faster pace than the world in terms of the pace of recovery of demand and the pace of recovery in terms of travel agent conversion in terms of bookings. Those are extremely good indicators for us and gives us a lot of positive feeling about what the future holds. It actually gives me a feeling that we may have even underestimated the level of forecast that we put forward for 22, 23 and 24. So from that perspective, again, we feel we're doing extremely well in that regard. We're being obviously very cautious with the protocols that we still have in the destination in terms of entry standards. You still have to complete your travel authorization. You still have to respect the protocols when you're in destination. But we have instituted the resilient corridor within the resort areas, which allows for a huge geographic area that runs from west to east or east to west along the sea coast, and allow for the inclusion of more than 80%, more than 90% of our tourism assets. That allows us to keep our visitors safe. It allows them to keep themselves safe, but it also allows them to enjoy all our tourism assets. So from that perspective, again, we're doing everything we can to make sure that we can keep visitors safe while also keeping Jamaicans safe, but at the same time present a value proposition to travelers around the world to travel to Jamaica.
Excellent. Has the pandemic given you and your colleagues within the tourism sector of Jamaica an opportunity to reboot, to rethink, and to coin the phrase of the moment, to build back better? And if so, how?
Reboot, rebuild, and re-innovate has definitely been buzzwords that we have taken seriously and that we've acted on. Our partners have looked at doing business better within the sector, doing business more sustainably by engaging our communities more, using more local supplies and suppliers out of Jamaica, engaging more with our agricultural sector, engaging more with our manufacturing sector, so that we are taking a more holistic view at the economy and the economies of scale around tourism. This is something that we've been talking about for many years. I think COVID and the rebound from COVID has amplified the results of that. And so we see a more sustainable approach to our tourism approaches our tourism business. I think also that you will see as we've maintained better than 90% of our committed investment pre-COVID for the development of new tourism assets in Jamaica, which is good news. But what we have also seen is that a lot of those investors are also looking at the way they build and how they build to ensure that we are utilizing more of the environment and that we are ensuring that the approaches that are utilized ensures that the environment is protected and that we are using more of the green sources of energy in relation to the sector and the assets and infrastructure that will go up over the next 3 to 5 years.
Excellent. And one of the policies that a lot of people would like to adopt, particularly to reduce CO2, and maybe take a little bit of the heat away from the tourism industry, is the policy of fly less, stay longer. Is that something that Jamaican government, the Jamaican tourism would embrace?
I think it's happening all on its own. We absolutely have embraced it, and we are seeing already the results of coming out of COVID. The early results are showing that our average length of stay has actually gone up. We've gone from somewhere in the region of about 6.8 nights average to closer to 8 now, and that means that people who have been flying shorter, because the bulk of our recovery has happened from the United States thus far, simply because they were the first market to open. They're closest to Jamaica in terms of geography, and more markets are now opening up. And so we're seeing that the US traveler is actually staying longer in the destination. We anticipate that as the long-haul destinations continue to open up, like the UK and the rest of Europe, we'll see the same results happening where the length of stay will actually be longer, and therefore overall average length of stay will actually be longer as well. So the likelihood of there being a change in the dynamics as to how airline partners plan their frequencies to ensure that that kind of trajectory or that kind of rotation works is left to be seen, how that will manifest itself in the longer term planning. But as of now, we are in fact seen as a destination longer stays, which is extremely encouraging, not just from the perspective of the carbon side of the discussions that are happening, but it's also great from the position of the destinations that are getting longer stays, because that means that there is more from an economic impact perspective for destinations that are beginning to see longer stays from travelers.
Good man, Donovan. Thank you.
Thank you.